Know who you are before the world tells you. Give honor to God, the source of every breath in this room. To the faculty, the families, the mentors, the mothers who ironed the gowns and the fathers who swallowed their tears in the parking lot, thank you. And to you, the graduating class of 2026, welcome. Welcome to the beginning of the rest of your life. Now I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to look down at your hands. Go ahead, look at them, both of them. Those hands have written the papers. Those hands have typed the late-night assignments. Those hands have wiped away tears at 2 a.m. when you weren't sure you were going to make it. Those hands have carried groceries for your parents, rocked little siblings to sleep, worked weekend jobs, and still managed to show up here today dressed in cap and gown. Those hands, they belong to someone remarkable. They belong to you. And today I have one message, one singular, burning, non-negotiable message for every soul in this room. You owe it to you. Not to your employer, not to your Instagram, not to the people who doubted you, not even to the people who believed in you. You owe it first, last, and always to yourself. But before we go any further, I need to establish something. I am a person of faith. I make no apology for that. I believe that before you were formed in your mother's womb, you were known. I believe you did not arrive here by accident. I believe there is a fingerprint of purpose on your life that no failure can erase, no rejection can revoke, and no circumstance can cancel. Your identity is not your GPA. Your identity is not your follow account. Your identity is not your zip code, your family name, your bank balance, or your past. You are a chosen person, walking into a chosen moment, equipped with chosen gifts, and 2026 is your year to prove it. But here is what nobody tells you at graduation. Knowing who you are is not enough. You have to decide to become who you are. There's a version of you sitting in potential right now, unactivated, undeployed, waiting. A version who writes the book, starts the company, heals the patients, teaches the children, builds the bridges, leads the movement. That version of you is not some fantasy. That version is the real you. The question is whether the you sitting in this chair today will have the courage to introduce yourself to the person you were born to be. That introduction requires one thing above all else. It requires that you stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself you'll start Monday. Stop telling yourself you're not ready. Stop telling yourself someone else has already done it better. Stop telling yourself the world isn't fair. Yes, it isn't, and it will never be, and you still have to show up anyway. In 2026, no more hiding behind excuses. You owe it to you. Success has a dark side, and nobody warned me. I want to tell you something now that I wish someone had told me when I was sitting where you are sitting. Success is wonderful. Success is the goal. I am not here to tell you to lower your ambitions. I am here to tell you to raise your character to match them. Because here is the truth nobody puts in the commencement brochure. The mountain has two sides. The first side is the climb. That side you know. You've been climbing your whole academic life. You know sacrifice. You know discipline. You know what it means to want something badly enough to work for it. The climb has made you strong, resilient, focused. But the second side, the other side of success, that side is slippery. When things start to go well, something strange happens to human beings. When the money comes, when the recognition comes, when the opportunities come, when the praise comes, people change. Not always dramatically, not always overnight. It's subtle, it's quiet, it's slow. You start to believe your own press. You start to measure your worth by your wins. You start to treat people differently, not because you're evil, but because you're elevated, and elevation without humility is a very dangerous place to stand. I've seen it. I've watched brilliant people, people with genuine gifts, genuine calling, genuine potential, crumble on the other side of the mountain. Not because they weren't talented, but because they were talented and unprepared for what talent would bring. I want to tell you about a young man. I won't use his name, but some of you might recognize the story. He came from nothing, first in his family to graduate university, got the job at the big firm, started making real money for the first time in his life. His mother cried when he bought her a new refrigerator. His father shook his hand, really shook it for the first time. And then slowly, imperceptibly, he started pulling away. The old friends were too negative. The family wasn't on his level. He moved. He changed his number. He forgot the names of people who gave him rides when he had no car. And then the firm downsized, and the money stopped, and he looked around for the network he had burned and found ashes. He had climbed the mountain and fallen off the back. Don't let that be you. The greatest protection against the dark side of success is this. Stay rooted, stay grateful, stay connected. The Quran says it, the Bible says it, every wisdom tradition on earth says it. Pride comes before the fall, not because the universe is punishing ambition, but because arrogance makes you blind, and blind people walking on mountains do not end well. Here is my warning to you today. When you make it, and you will make it, remember the refrigerator. Remember the person who gave you a ride. Remember the teacher who stayed late. Remember the prayer your grandmother prayed over you that you pretended not to hear. Remember where you came from, not as a limitation, but as a foundation. Your roots are not your ceiling, they are your anchor. And an anchored life cannot be swept away. Fall forward, fail big, get up gloriously. I need to talk to you about failure. Not theoretical failure, not motivational poster failure, real failure, the kind that stings, the kind that embarrasses you, the kind that makes you want to change your name and move to another city. In 2026, you are going to fail. I know that's not what you expected to hear at your commencement, but I would rather be honest with you than comfortable for you. You are going to launch something that doesn't work. You are going to trust someone who betrays that trust. You are going to apply for something and not get it. You are going to say something publicly and regret it privately. You are going to make a financial decision that haunts you. You are going to fall. The only question is, which direction? I'm a student of great men and women. I study people who built extraordinary lives, and I want to tell you what they all have in common, every single one of them. They didn't avoid failure, they weaponized it. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before the light bulb worked. When a reporter asked him how it felt to fail 1,000 times, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work." Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. The Prophet Muhammad, letter FDFA, peace be upon him, was rejected, mocked, driven from his home city before the message transformed the world. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before he became the president of the nation that imprisoned him. Do you see the pattern? The fall is not the end of the story. The fall is the beginning of the real chapter. Here is my philosophy, and I want you to write this somewhere. Fall forward. Every failed experiment, every mistake, every misstep has taught me something I could not have learned any other way. Denzel Washington said that, and he was right. When you fall forward, the fall becomes progress. When you fall backward, the fall becomes defeat. The direction of your fall is determined by the posture of your mind. If you fall while looking at excuses, you land in blame. If you fall while looking at lessons, you land in growth. In 2026, I need you to fail big, not carelessly, not recklessly, but boldly. I need you to attempt things large enough that failure is a real possibility, because the only way to guarantee you never fail is to never try anything worth doing. Safe is the most dangerous place you can live. The person who never takes a risk never discovers what they are capable of. They spend their whole life warm, comfortable, protected, and at the end, they face the worst failure of all, the failure of the unlived life. Don't let the fear of falling keep you from flying. And when you fall, because you will, I want you to do 3 things. First, feel it, don't suppress it, don't perform strength. Sit with the disappointment, the embarrassment, the grief. Process it like a human being. Cry if you need to, pray if you need to, call your mother. Second, find the lesson. Every failure is a teacher in disguise. Ask, what did I learn? What would I do differently? What did this reveal about me that I needed to see? Third, get up, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. You will never feel fully ready. Get up now. Get up imperfectly. Get up with dirt on your knees and determination in your eyes. The world doesn't applaud the person who never fell. The world is inspired by the person who fell and got back up. Be that person. Dreams without a plan are just sleep. Now I want to get practical with you. Because I am tired of motivational speeches that send people home on fire, but leave them with nothing to do. You don't need inspiration that evaporates by Tuesday. You need a framework that holds you accountable on Wednesday, Thursday, and every ordinary day in between. Here is the framework, 3 words, 3 layers. Dreams, GOALS, discipline. They are not the same thing. Most people confuse them, and that confusion costs them everything. Layer 1, DREMS. A dream is your vision. It's the picture you carry in your heart of what your life could look like. It's the biggest, boldest, most audacious version of your future. It lives in your imagination. It doesn't have a deadline yet. It doesn't have a budget yet. It doesn't have a step-by-step plan yet. A dream is allowed to be irrational. Write down your dream, not the edited version, not the version you tell people because it sounds reasonable. The real one, the one that makes your heart beat faster when you think about it at night, the one that terrifies you a little. That dream, write it down. Post it somewhere you see it every morning, because life is busy and busyness will steal your dream if you're not watching. Layer 2, goals. Goals are how you translate a dream into reality. A dream says, I want to change healthcare in this country. A goal says, by December of this year, I will have completed my licensing exam, applied to 3 hospitals, and published 1 article in a medical journal. Do you see the difference? Goals are specific, goals are measurable, goals have deadlines. Here is a question I want you to sit with. What are your goals for the next 90 days? Not 5 years, not 10 years, 90 days. What 3 things, just 3, if you accomplish them in the next 3 months, would move you meaningfully closer to your dream? Write them down, put dates on them, tell someone who loves you enough to hold you accountable. Unwritten goals are wishes, written goals are commitments. Layer 3, discipline. This is the one nobody wants to talk about, because dreams are exciting and goals are organized, but discipline is just unglamorous. Discipline is waking up when the alarm goes off, even when your body votes otherwise. Discipline is doing the reading nobody assigned you. Discipline is practicing the skill when there's no audience. Discipline is choosing the long game when the short game is available and tempting. Let me tell you about the 1% rule. If you improve by just 1% every single day, in 1 year you will be 37 times better than you are today. Not 37% better, 37 times better. That is the mathematics of consistency. The problem is, 1% improvement is invisible day to day. You can't feel yourself getting better. You wake up on day 12 and you don't feel 12% better. You feel the same, and that's where most people quit, in the gap between effort and visible result. The people who survive that gap are the ones who win. They survive it with discipline, with trust in the process, with faith, and I mean that in every sense of the word, that the seed they are planting will one day produce a harvest they cannot yet see. Plant the seed anyway. Water it with consistency. Fertilize it with learning. Guard it with discipline. And trust that what you cannot yet see is growing underground. The harvest is coming, but it comes to those who show up, not to those who want to show up. You were not built for yourself. I want to say something now that may challenge you. Everything we've talked about so far, identity, resilience, goals, discipline, is about you, and that is right and necessary. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You must build yourself. But here is the deeper truth. You were not built for yourself. You were built through yourself for others. The most successful people I know, and I mean successful in the deepest sense, not just financially, they all discovered at some point that purpose expands when it goes beyond personal ambition. The doctor who heals because she loves medicine is good. The doctor who heals because she loves people is great. The entrepreneur who builds because he wants wealth is motivated. The entrepreneur who builds because he wants to create jobs and lift families is unstoppable. There is a level of energy, a level of creativity, a level of resilience that only activates when your mission is bigger than you. Prophet Muhammad FDFA said, "The best of people are those most beneficial to others." The Bible says, "Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant." This is not a religious accident. Every wisdom tradition in human history has arrived at the same conclusion. Service is the highest form of achievement. So I want to ask you, and I want you to really sit with this. Who are you going to reach back for? Because right now, there is a child, maybe in the same neighborhood you grew up in, who is looking up at the sky and wondering if someone who looks like them can make it. Wondering if the world has a place for someone from where they come from. Wondering if the dream is even legal for people like them. You are going to be the answer to that question. Not just by succeeding, but by showing up, by going back, by mentoring, by sharing the lessons, by opening doors and refusing to close them behind you. The purpose of the ladder is not just to climb. The purpose of the ladder is to build it stronger so that more people can ascend. You want to leave a legacy. This is how legacies are made. Not in the awards you receive, in the people you raise. Not in the titles you accumulate, in the lives you transform. Not in what is said at your retirement party, in what is said at your funeral. When you are gone, what will people say? She was so successful, that's nice. He was so respected, that's admirable. Or will they say, because of her, I believed I could. Because of him, I tried again. Because of them, our whole family changed direction. That is legacy. That is the mountain worth climbing. That is the story worth writing. And you have the pen. Use it. Claim it, work it, reach back. We are near the end now, but this is not the end. This is the beginning. I want to leave you with 3 instructions, 3 non-negotiables for 2026 and every year that follows. Instruction 1, claim it. Whatever it is that God has placed in your heart, your purpose, your dream, your calling, I need you to claim it out loud. Not just in the privacy of your own thoughts, out loud with your voice. There is power in declaration. There is something that shifts in your brain, in your spirit, in the way the universe responds to you when you speak your future instead of just hopping for it. In the ancient scriptures, God told Abraham to look at the stars and count them, so shall your descendants be. Before there was a single child, Abraham received the promise and declared it. He spoke it. He believed it. You must do the same. Speak your dream out loud today, maybe not to the world, maybe just to yourself in the mirror tonight, but say it. Say, this is where I am going, this is who I am becoming, this is what I am claiming in 2026. And then, this is important, say it again tomorrow, and the day after, not because God is hard of hearing, but because you need to hear yourself say it until you believe it in the marrow of your bones. Instruction 2, work it. I have no patience for the theology of shortcuts. Some people want to claim the blessing without doing the work. They want the harvest without the planting season. They want the crown without the cross. That is not how this works. Faith without works is dead. Dreams without action are just decoration. You have to work. You have to work when it's hard. You have to work when nobody's watching. You have to work when the results are slow. You have to work when people tell you it won't happen. I want you to make a commitment today, not to me, to yourself. In 2026, I will outwork my doubts. Not my doubters, my doubts. The internal committee of fear and hesitation that holds emergency meetings every time you try to move forward. Outwork them, don't argue with them, outwork them. The best response to self-doubt is not positive thinking, it's positive action. You cannot think your way to confidence, you act your way to confidence. Every time you do the hard thing, every time you show up when you don't feel like it, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you deposit into an account of self-trust that no economic downturn can touch. Work it. Work it faithfully, work it consistently, work it with excellence. And on the days you stumble, and those days will come, remember the third instruction. Instruction 3, reach back. When you make it, because you will make it, reach back. Don't just succeed, serve. Don't just open the door, hold it open. Don't just climb the ladder, go back down and help someone else up. The measure of your life will not be counted in what you accumulate. It will be counted in what you contribute. It will be counted in the courage you passed on, the doors you unlocked, the voices you amplified, the children you believed in before they believed in themselves. This is your assignment. This is why you are sitting in that chair today, not just to receive a credential, but to accept a commission. You are being commissioned today, not just as a graduate, but as a change maker, as a door opener, as a hope carrier for every person who will one day need to look at your life and think, if they could, I can too, so let me leave you with this. In 2026, the world is complicated, the headlines are heavy, the economy is uncertain, the politics are chaotic, the pressure is real. And in the middle of all of that, you exist. You with your particular genius, you with your specific story, you with the exact combination of experiences, pain, gifts, and resilience that nobody else on earth possesses. The world doesn't need a copy of someone else's success. The world needs the original of yours. Go be unapologetically, ferociously, faithfully yourself. Fall forward when you fall. Get up when you land. Serve fiercely when you rise. And when you have climbed high enough to see far, reach back, because somewhere behind you there is someone climbing in the dark. They don't need a motivational speech. They just need to see your light. Be the light. Congratulations, class of 2026. Now go and do something worthy of this moment. God bless you, every single one of you. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. You owe it to you.